Hello and welcome back to the Black Eye Podcast. I'm not podcasting today. I just wanted to go live and say happy hump day. Happy hump day. Oh, Lord. There are no good discussions today. We are not having any. I can't find a discussion to save my life. It is a difficult hump day. But I had a thought, excuse me, perhaps a theory. Oh, and good morning, by the way. Good morning. It's a lovely morning. It's crisp and cold where I am. I hope it's nice and sunny where you are. But it's just a it's just been a time. I don't know. I have a lot on my mind. I have a lot on my mind. The past couple of days I've been engaging in some lives. Not necessarily on the panel, but definitely just watching the lives. And I have to say that are there are some things that women can learn from men. Really. Hold on, and what can we learn from men, you might ask? Well, I just saw a man who had tens of thousands of subscribers go on another man's channel with only 200 subscribers and participate in his live. And I just thought that was very funny. Why did I think it was funny? Because you would never catch a woman of any kind of means lowering herself, black woman, anyways, to the standard of coming on a small content creator's channel and participating in their lives. You would never actually see that. And I don't know. I just felt really, really dejected about it. It came to my attention. I think it was, I forgot it was, who was it? Who was it? Who was it who said it? It was another content creator, Nosy Neighbor Lady Show. And she was talking about how black women do not promote each other. And let me see if I can find this audio. I should have had it. I meant to talk about it earlier because it was about how the manosphere helped each other to get the numbers. They shared each other's video. They promoted each other. They lifted each other up. They supported each other when no one else would. They can sit here on these lives and they can trace the moment that someone promoted them. They can talk about the person who promoted them and promoted their platform. And black women, we just don't have that. We just don't have that. And I just felt very sad about that, because where can we go as women and promote each other? Where can we do that? I'll tell you a little story. Um, TikTok saved my channel, I guess, if you can call it being saved. I actually have a podcast. It's on Spotify. But it used to be called Anchor, and Anchor was for small podcasters to get yourself started. And you only had 30 minutes. So if you had a big old long podcast, you had to split it up into 30-minute increments. And oof, God, that was work. I did 137 of them, as to tell you. And I figured for the work I was doing, I should possibly go on YouTube. And for a while, I was doing both. I was doing YouTube and I was doing the podcast. But that got to be a lot of work for me in addition to what I was already doing in addition to life. So I said, well, let me just concentrate on YouTube. Well, all said and done, I wanted to tell bigger stories. I wanted to talk about bigger issues. But I felt that I needed editing for that. I needed a certain type of skill for that. So I totally gave up on YouTube. I said, all right, well, I washed my hands of YouTube. I'm going to go back possibly and redo, go back to my roots, which is the podcast. And lo and behold, something interesting happened on TikTok. It was called the Black Woman Follow Train. The Black Woman Follow Train was you know, is what it indicates. Black women following black women, no matter what, whether you agree with them, whether you like them. And the rule, if you can say there is a rule, was that we like, we comment, and we share each other's content. And the comment didn't even have to be words, it could just be a little emoji. It didn't matter. But this is how we promoted each other. Actually, and also it was during the time when TikTok, there was talk about TikTok being banned. And TikTok was furious. Like they tried to intervene, they tried to interject. A lot of YT women came up and said, "Oh, why can't we participate in it?" Nobody stopped you. Um, and there was a lot going on, behind the scenes. So, like I said, TikTok was having problems. They're about to be banned. So, a lot of us who were black women took our content and dumped it on YouTube. And since I already had a channel, that's what I did. So, in a way, TikTok saved my YouTube channel. Lo and behold, I went from having what, 20 or 30 subscribers to, having 2,300, which isn't a lot, but compared to where I was, that's quite a bit of growth. And my videos over on TikTok, which, I felt guilty because I said I have all these subscribers, but I have no content. So I started making duets. Once I learned how to make duets, I started doing that. And I just to have content because I felt like you shouldn't take something that you're not going to give to. So I started doing these duets and they were doing very well. 500, 600, 700, some of them as much as 15,000 views. But I wouldn't have had that without the support of the Black Woman Follow Train. I wouldn't have had it. I don't know. Can you hear me? I don't know if anybody can hear me. I wouldn't have had it without there being the Black Woman Follow Train. I feel, and I think they're trying to do that over on Instagram. Now it's something called Threads. And a group of women are following other women because we need sisterly support. We need it. Sisterly support. I felt that I had an opportunity to make content. Unfortunately, excuse me, I had ill health and all that kind of stuff, which I won't get into. But having that sisterhood, having those ladies come into my comments, making new friends, um, interacting, really being a part of something gave my message a focus on TikTok. Now, I was still on the fence and I may still be on the fence about YouTube. YouTube is bizarre to me. But my point is that there is strength in numbers. There is strength in support. You don't have to agree with anybody. And there are a lot of black women that I do not agree with, or I don't even say it's about agreement necessarily. I just don't necessarily see it the way they do. I understand why they see it the way they do. I just don't see it that way. and it's because I'm a different person and I come from a different place. But it doesn't mean that they are wrong or I'm right, or they are right and I'm wrong. It just means that we're all different, and we should encourage other, each other's differences. And never was that so apparent than in the live I was in. Well, I wasn't in because it's actually kind of it's an old live, but I was listening, and I did comment on it, and it's some internet drama. I don't know if y'all know about Kimberly. What's her name? Kimberly Foster. Anyways, Kimberly Foster and Obsidian. That's a thing, and I pretty much was just listening to what Kimberly Foster, what how the men were reacting to Kimberly Foster and what she was going through. And I thought again that was interesting. That's another subject we'll talk about at another time. But I saw that Obsidian, who is supposedly one of the heads of the manosphere, knowing I don't know him personally, like I don't watch his content, I don't really care about them. But knowing that he has tens of thousands of subscribers, at least tens of thousands, that's the least. And the person whose live he was on only had 215 subscribers. I was like, well, that's interesting because here this dude is getting all of these, getting eyes on his channel, more subscribers. Everyone knows him by name, but I would never actually see a woman do that, or a black woman do that for another black woman. Now, they will do it for who they would perceive to be equals, but they would never collab with a woman or anybody who they feel were lesser than. And that bothered me. It made me kind of sad because I felt in a way that if Sinji had more women supporting her, and she has a lot, 75,000, but she has 75,000 subscribers. But again, what if she had more? What if she established more of a presence? My audio out? I don't know. Is my audio out? Okay. What if she had women out here fighting for her the way the men were out here fighting for Obsidian? And by the way, I know a lot of people don't know. He's a content creator. He's in the manosphere. Uh, they're the usual stuff. Bashing black women, blah, blah, blah. Wigs, weaving lashes, blah, blah, blah. He's in his 50s, blah, blah, blah. Something with Kimberly Foster. He should have left it alone, but he continued to harass and like stalk her. She called him her digital terrorist because he says he didn't dox her, but it looks like he did. Uh, he hid his channel. YouTube found it and YouTube deplatformed him. And he got on this live and, all this word salad and Lord, it's exhausting. It really is exhausting. I listen to these things because I want to understand how people think. What's going on. Like, you got to participate in, make your comments and do your rounds, even to people you don't agree with. But Lord have mercy. Good grief. Anyway, he's deplatformed. Then he's on Rumble now. Um, and so another content creator had done a breakdown of what Obsidian had actually done to Kimberly Foster. I forgot her middle name. Anywho, and this is how I know of the drama because I wasn't even aware of this until I watched the men Two men actually cover what Obsidian had done to her, and how she had to go to the police, she had to go to YouTube, and another, what did she say? Well, she had connections because another platform, a platformer, or head of a platform, told her how to document the harassment, the actual harassment, not the stuff that he posted, which, by the way, is completely disgusting and unhinged, but the actual document of what he his actual harassment, like he really did harass her, and how to document such harassment, and how to what was the wording? I forgot the word. How to, so that it looks objectively wrong. There is black and white in it, is what she said. So there's no doubt in anybody's mind what he was doing to her. There is no doubt in anyone's mind. It's right there in black and white. It's documented. And he said that he had receipts on her and blah blah blah. And now he's deplatformed. But you know the interesting thing about this is the men, in a way, tried to support him. They did think pieces. They did lives discussing how Kimberly Foster was at fault, that it was her fault. She started it. They had discussions about feminism. They gathered around him and they tried to support him. They did actually support him. I did a 4 hour podcast that I have to edit a little bit. Um, 4 hours. And it's going to be probably unlisted. I don't know if I'm going to release it, but good Lord. This dude was sitting here actually supporting, justifying this man's activity. Like he was justifying it. He was trying to steer the live so that this man, Obsidian, would not be responsible for what he had clearly done. And all you have to do is go to his Rumble channel and see that, oh man, you are, ooh, unhinged. You're a lunatic. Because why do you keep doing these type videos? Now, I want somebody to correct me if I'm wrong, but did anybody do this for Sinji? Because when I remember Sinji appearing on someone's, well, no, it's two. It was men's channel. Now, did she appear on a woman's channel? Were there a group of women who made her the star of their life, with whom she could have come and spoken to the people? Because I remember she went on Themis and Thoth, and I remember she went on Storm Monroe. But I don't remember any women whose channel she was on. I don't remember because I was looking. I was looking. I wanted to see how many women supported her, how many women on this platform supported her. And I was perplexed because the two platforms that she went on, and there should have been three, there should have been four, there should have been men and women. I was perplexed at how she didn't really appear on women's platforms. I mean, I don't know. And just for the record, not all men who came into these lives agreed with the host or Obsidian, but they came into the live anyways. You know, you bring more attention to what's happening, the silencing of your voice and why you're being silenced. And I thought that Cynthia G, of all people, with with the strength of her voice, the strength of her message, how it reverberated throughout the community to the point where it shook men's insides and terrified them because they were doing all kinds of terror panels on TikTok and on these various platforms talking about, oh, she said to do away with black male babies, which is not quite what she said. But it terrified them enough that if women were to actually think about this, so it made me realize that there really isn't a sisterhood among black women. But see that again, I'm contradicting myself because there is a sisterhood. Maybe I don't know. Somebody's trying to do something. Again, I'm over on uh, Instagram, and on Instagram, there are a group of women. It's called Threads who are following each other. We're supporting each other in business. Getting the likes up, promoting each other. I just discovered that myself just now. But it's important that we have that sisterhood. And I don't understand why here on YouTube we don't do that. It's always something. I try to comment, I try to engage because this is social media. So it's important for us to be social. That's how we grow and that's how we get promoted. How I got promoted was I would go on other people's, not on necessarily on their panels, but I would be out here putting comments on all kinds of things, watching videos, commenting on videos. How do you get people to come to your channel? By being seen, by socializing. But it's not the same. It's not the same for everyone. I realize I'm talking about two entirely different platforms, but it just saddens me. Like, we black women just wouldn't do what the men would do. There is a kind of, even though for some weird reason people in the outside world can't sustain friendships, people on these platforms do. They support each other, they promote each other, they propel each other. The like minds think alike. Hey brother, come on up here. They talk about they can pinpoint, you know what, I got on so and so's platform and he was the one who promoted me and that's how I got big. That's how I got to 45,000 subscribers. But black women won't even watch each other's content. We won't even watch each other's content all the way through. We won't even support. I do that. I'll sit here and watch it all the way through. Completely watch it and like it. Try to say something positive. But I don't know. I'm not gonna sit here and whine about how people don't really like me. I don't understand it. But anyhow, yeah. So it was nosy neighbor lady who talked about how black women don't support each other. And I really didn't even think about it that way. I really didn't think about it that way. I really didn't. I wish I had, you know? But it took a minute for me to like settle down and think about what she was saying about the sisterhood and how we don't really have a sisterhood. And then to listen to that live, that former live, the what do you call it? The replay of it and look at what just happened. Look at this. Now, Obsidian had his reasons for doing it, but he still went on this dude's channel. Like, it wasn't 200K subscribers, it was 215. I don't know. I don't know. This is hump day. I don't even know if this video is going to be up for any length of time. I don't keep these lives up for very long. I put them uh, up and then I take them down, and I put them up and then I take them down. I just wanted to vent on hump day. Again, I'm trying something different and something new for 2024. You know, 2023 of last year, that I was so inspired. You know, I was galvanized. I was ready to conquer. Uh, but I don't know. 2024, I don't feel that same inspiration. I want to talk. I've acquired skills. I think I can tell my story. I think I can tell the story. But I don't know. I don't feel like I'm inspired to tell the story anymore. I just don't feel like I'm inspired to tell the story. I just want to do something different. I want to talk about different things. I don't want to be stuck on, you know, the current situation, because I realize that I don't think black women are really serious about themselves. I don't think we take ourselves seriously enough. I don't. And again, that saddens me because we don't take ourselves seriously and we don't take each other seriously. We don't see each other really. No, it's not the same. And it saddens me. This young lady, let me see if I can find this. She was saying on TikTok, like, you have to engage people. And a lot of black women will dismiss a person if they don't fit a certain aesthetic. And I think that makes black women shallow. Let's see if I can find that audio.
Stop overlooking people's content and passing it. And the reason I say that, I was just talking about that on my stories last night, is because you guys are not fully understanding that the algorithm on TikTok is always changing. And with that being said, right now, they're looking for people who are engaging with other people's comment sections, shares. Problem with some of y'all want the views, y'all want the likes, y'all want the shares, but you guys don't support people. And as soon as you're done posting, you close the app. And TikTok can see when you close the app. So right after you're done posting, you should be going on people's posts and commenting and liking and sharing, so that way TikTok can see that you're doing some engagement and they actually boost your video to be put into the FYP so you yourself can get out of the 200, 300 views.
Now, this applies to YouTube as well, because YouTube is always changing their algorithm. You know when they're changing their algorithm. But the same actions apply, right? That we have to engage and support each other.
Personally, for me, after I'm done posting, I don't shut down the app. I give it 15 to 30 minutes, and I'm going in that 15 to 30 minutes. I'm going on people's posts and I'm liking, I'm sharing, I'm commenting. And even if it's just something positive, I may not have liked the video or I may not have watched the video in full. However, I do comment something positive, and 9 out of 10 times, trust me, that follower or that person that I commented on their video, they come back and they either like my stuff or they follow me. That's how it's supposed to go. guys literally love to pick and choose who you guys like or who you guys want to like. You either like the people who come on this internet and talk about the baby mama and baby daddy drama. For example, the random man from Atlanta. You guys went all up in that girl's business and gave her a whole platform. And soon as she wanted to stop telling her business, y'all had a problem with this. Shoot, y'all didn't even give Gypsy Rose a time to even breathe and get her recollection together straight out of jail. Y'all gave sis a whole platform, and soon as she was doing things that y'all didn't like, y'all canceled sis. Y'all like to follow the girlies that's telling you about their influencer journey. And while there's nothing wrong with that, at the same time, you end up starting to compare yourself. And now when you see them getting 100,000 followers in the space of a day, you understand what I'm saying? You're starting to feel like, oh, what am I doing wrong? And I'm creating the same content as sis, and you start being insecure about it. Truthfully, let's be real. Yes, we all want the aesthetically pleasing lifestyle. And again, there's nothing wrong with you following people who have aesthetically pleasing homes. But that's the type of content y'all all want to see and engage with. And once you see somebody like yourself who doesn't have an aesthetically pleasing home, guess what happened? I'm not even watching her content because she ain't where I want to be. And little do y'all know, just like how DeAndre was saying the other day, I think it was on live or on another video, these same people who have the aesthetically pleasing homes did not have aesthetically pleasing homes when they first started. Stop sleeping on people because you don't know who's going to be the next Clark. You don't know who's going to be the next Monet McMichael. You don't know who's going to be who and who's up next. Monet McMichael started on YouTube and did whatever she had to do and was on her TikTok game. And she started just like us, and see where she is. She's on the Forbes 30 under 30. Let's get it going and stop playing people, because you're playing yourself at the end of the day. I don't know who needs to hear this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, and that's what I'm trying to say. This is what I'm trying to say. We get in here and we dismiss people out of hand who, we don't support each other. And you have to support each other. And I think you should support people that you don't. I don't mean like support, but I think you should engage with people you don't necessarily agree with. Who says you have to like everything that everybody does? I don't agree with everything Cynthia G says. Number one, Cynthia G is like in her 30s, and as intelligent as everyone says she is, she still has a lot to learn. A lot of these content creators are very, very like they're young. They're young and educated with no real life experience. As I mean, some of the stuff they say about marriage is just absurd. Like, okay, you can dream about that if you want to, but that's not how marriage works at all, sweetie. I wish it would work like that, but marriage is hard. It's difficult. You know, there has to be enough love in marriage to sustain you, to sustain that relationship, to give to those kids. There has to be enough love in it. And you can't just marry for money. Money helps, but it's not sustainable because everyone gets tired of that after a while. I used to work in the casinos years ago, and I used to see these young women, they get tired of just money all the time. They couldn't stand the guy. And they would rip off those bracelets, they would throw those car keys because after a while, it's just stuff. It doesn't really matter in the end. You want to be able to have a relationship with another human being. That's what you want. And sometimes I look at these young women and they say, "Oh, get the bag. Oh, sprinkle, sprinkle. Oh, blah, blah, blah." And it's like, okay, it's not as easy as all that. Wealthy men do not give away their money. They don't. They mop you, you know? And if you've been in sales, then you know what mop is. It's a method of payment. I call it mopping. And what they do is they have leading conversations with you about what you like to do, how you like to shop, where do you like to eat, have you been to fancy restaurants. Uh, they they surmise what kind of woman you are. Are you the type of woman they should take out in public? They can take out in public without being ashamed of? Or are you the secret woman that, you take to the restaurant, you know, just to spend some time with, just to waste some time with? And they have a conversation with you. They're interrogating you without you even knowing you're being interrogated. And if you're forthcoming, and as I was when I was 22, you tell them everything there is to know. Oh, I've been to such and such. Oh, that's my favorite meal. I like it with this kind of wine. Oh, then now he knows that you are a possibility. And they put you in those categories. You I don't know. I don't know. Some of these women, some of these men, oh, I'm high value, I have money. Yeah, yeah, they don't do that. Wealthy men, men of means, they don't behave the way social media says they do. So, I don't know. These are incredibly young people. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I just shake my head because I believe, I suspect that they have a IUD, a dildo in a dream, but I don't know. God. But real relationships are not like that. That's not how real relationships work. That's not how people work. That's not how men of means, quality men work. That's not how wealthy men work. A king wants a queen, and the queen has to live up to a certain standard. She can't be greedy. She has to have her own, and she has to be able to make it on her own, and she has to understand what it is that he has. And if you are going to be together, the two of you have to fight to protect your home, your assets. He doesn't look for a fool in a woman. But a lot of these young women are just as bad as some of the manosphere because they keep selling dreams to young women how things are supposed to be. Oh, I don't eat here. Oh, I don't do this. Oh, I don't do that. I'm not saying you should, you know, be with a broke guy because that can be his own misery. You can like a guy, he's got a great personality, but he has no money. Ugh, that's his own weariness. And if you're the type of person who's ambitious and you want to go places and do things, that's not going to help you in any way, shape, or form. But you really have to understand how relationships work and the dynamics of relationships. And a lot of people don't. They don't. I hear a lot of talk. I listen. Men nor women don't even know how to sustain a friendship. You don't even know how to talk to each other. You don't know how to play. There's such a thing as flirting and having a good time, not taking it too seriously. Not everybody you meet is going to be your husband. I had a I remember I was like that though. And it's because I came from a really religious background and they were always telling you about husbands and wives. So when I got free of all that stuff, I just went out into the world and I just thought, all right, now when are you gonna give me the ring? And it was so silly at the time. And I look back on it now, I laugh because half them people, I didn't want no ring from them. What do I need a ring from them for? Like, it's so we're so programmed to believe that we're supposed to have all this stuff, this marriage, this I don't know, this dream. I don't even think it's a Disney dream, really. I don't. I don't think it's a Disney dream, but we're so programmed to believe that we should have it. Anyways, I'm just going on a subject and just doing a dump here. But back to the sisterhood of women. The sisterhood of women. Yeah, well, support. I think we all need support. We do. We all need support. We all need that. And we need to support each other. That's how we grow. That's how the manosphere got so big. It grew. It grew. It grew. They supported each other. They supported each other. And it's a shame because black women would never do that. They are we seem to be very, if you're not going in my direction, I can't be bothered with you. I can't be with you. I can't deal with you. I don't agree with you, so I can't be with you. Anyways, relationships, marriage, we take it too seriously. I said this all the time. I'm all over the place. I'm just doing like a hump day dump of my thoughts. Ugh, I don't know. What are you thinking about things? I don't know. It's going to be a very, 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 very tough time for Black women in 2024 because of the economic downturn. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for us. Very, very tough. Let me see. Let me see what I can find here. Huh. I thought I had it here. Anyhow, it was a public service announcement and it was saying how economically Black women, oh, here it is. We're going to have a difficult time.
Unfortunately, there will be a significant amount of layoffs coming up. And I have found the dates of when that's going to be happening so you can prepare yourself. There's a creator on here that I saw literally even yesterday or the day before, but they did a video talking about the WARN Act. Now, the WARN Act is basically companies within certain states that have to file a notice to the state to tell them when a layoff is about to be conducted and when it's going to happen. Now, the website that I found, I wanted to make sure that it was legit. And as someone that was laid off, I searched the company that I used to work for, which was Dropbox, and their head office is in California. And there it is. It came up. Dropbox, they filed, and this is when they did their layoff, and that is the date that I was laid off from Dropbox. Although this was filed in the US, we were all laid off the same day, whether you worked in the US or outside of it. And I worked outside of the US, and I was also filed on the 28th of April last year. Here you can see layoffs that are about to come and the state that they've been filed in. So this is Georgia. I'm not sure what WA is, but there's going to be a layoff at Block on the 30th of March. Walmart is doing one on the 9th of February. Apple is doing one on the 26th of April. Discord is on here. Twitch is on here. There's loads happening at Google, although the numbers are small, but it's still people that are being laid off. Doesn't matter how small the numbers are. And they're all upcoming in March. As someone that was laid off, I really wanted to just make sure that I share this just in case. And if it's wrong, then it's wrong. And I would rather have known that it was coming so that I could prepare myself, because when it did happen, I wasn't prepared. Go to warntracker.com. You can go ahead and have a search for your company that you work for to see if your company is on there and whether you should be preparing yourself for something that could possibly happen.
Yeah, so Black women, and it's for us in particular because most of us are head of households and the like.
Oh, I don't eat here. Oh, I don't do this. Oh, I don't do that. I'm not saying.
That is that's what's going on in the world. Like, there are about to be massive layoffs. It's going to be, we think 2023 was tough. 2022 is going to be even tougher. It's going to be harder. It's going to be harder. Just wow. I know I've been all over the place in this live, so I don't even know if I'm going to keep this one up, but I may not. But if you subscribe and you're here and you want to listen to it, it will be unlisted. Because I don't always keep all my lives up. A lot of them are just dumps, mental dumps. I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place. Uh, yeah. So I do a lot of these lives, and then I don't. I keep them up for maybe like a few hours, and then I take them down. So that's how that goes. Anyhow, yeah. So economically, there are a lot of layoffs coming at the end of February and in March, and major companies. Black women, we need to be prepared because nobody's going to tell us anything. It's just one day you're going to come into work and that's what's going to happen. We're going to be laid off. What is that? More like bumps that I've been snorting bumps. What is Coke? Oh, I see the trolls are here. Let there be trolls. There ought to be trolls. You guys, really. I wonder if YouTube is going to do anything about it. Are you a troll, though? I'm assuming you're a troll. It's just that I've been trolled so often that I just get tired of it. I don't want to be trolled anymore. I'm kind of just tired. He said it's bumps day. I can understand that. Bumps of this Coke, I guess. I guess. Anywho. Yeah, there's probably one. I might keep it up. I might not. I don't know what's going to happen. That's what I do. I do these lives and then I leave them up for a couple hours and then I don't. Why are you doing all this bumps of Coke, Bingus boy? Hmm. I just want that up there for my own peace of mind. Anywho. Do, 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 do. Yeah, this is my dump. I should call it dump day, actually, because that's just sitting here dumping my thoughts on everybody. So that's what's going on in the world. Women are being laid off. I might come back and do like a more cohesive, a more cohesive. Hmm. Anywho, I'm going to take a little bit of a break and then I'm going to come back because I actually have some stuff to do. Oh, Yeah, when I come back, I'll discuss other things. But thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Looking forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye. Have a good day, anyways. Have a good hump day.